Good morning, Fishers Tigers. I'm Joseph Basso, and welcome to FHS Weekly. Here's how you can get involved this week. There'll be a girls' tennis call-out meeting on February 3rd from 6 to 7:30 in Cafe A. Any girls interested in playing tennis should attend this meeting. There will be a call-out meeting for any girls interested in competing in track and field for the 2020 season on Wednesday, January 29th. The meeting will take place immediately after school in the LGI and should be over by 4 o'clock p.m. Any athletes that are unable to attend the meeting should call Coach Baloli at abaloli@hsc.k12.in.us.
Hey there, Fishers Tigers. Welcome back to Tiger Talk, the segment of the show where we talk about topical topics at a table. My name is Joe Heemstra, and joining me today we have Marina Watkins and two very special guests. We have Lindsay Lawler and Anna Baginski, who are both from the ASL Club. Do you guys want to say hi or anything?
Hey. Hi.
Awesome. So I figure that we've talked about a lot of different people on this show. You know, we've talked to a lot of different people about a bunch of different communities, but I think that one that we haven't really touched upon a whole lot is the deaf community. So I figured it was about time that we switched that up. So I think today it'd be really cool if we could kind of tackle some myths and misconceptions about deaf people, you know, and the community as a whole, and kind of just bring people more awareness about that. So I think the first thing that we should cover is that both of you are in ASL Club, which is, you know, American Sign Language. So do all deaf people sign? Is that just something that all deaf people are able to do?
No. So it honestly depends upon the culture that they come from. So most deaf kids are born to actually hearing parents. And so once a hearing parent finds out that their child is deaf, a lot of emotions come from that. Like, what am I supposed to do? What happens? And so it's, at that point, a lot of pressure on the parents. And so whatever the parents decide to do can depend upon if the child grows up orally or with sign language. And so that's kind of how that works. So no, not all deaf people know sign language.
Sure.
And what age do people usually find out?
It depends, depending upon when they become deaf, because some people, like, there's multiple causes of becoming deaf, and so, like, sickness, and you can be born deaf, which is, you know, there. And so that goes along with that, too. And so typically, if a child is born deaf, they usually know at birth or, like, a few months after, because the parents start to notice things where it's like, oh, this child is not responding to sound, and so they go to the doctor and they find out.
Their name is a very big, important detail.
Now, you did mention that some parents choose to do the oralist method. So that means that deaf people can speak, right? Because I know there's some idea out there that deaf people can't speak, right? So
Deaf people, if they decide to speak, they can. But if they grow up in deaf culture, they're not going to speak. Like,
So, like, you can go, like, again, it's basically when a child is born deaf, it's on the parents.
Yeah.
And so if the parents decide to go the oral route with their children, and then,
therapy.
like, maybe, like, speech therapy, things like that, maybe when they're older, if they're exposed to ASL, they can choose to shut off their voice if they want. Like, that's their decision to talk or not. So, like, you can't force a deaf person to speak.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah, makes sense.
And besides ASL, are there other languages out there?
Yeah, so ASL is American.
Yeah.
So it like, sign language is not universal. And so, like, there's British Sign Language, French Sign Language,
there's
Mexican
Russian Sign Language.
Yeah, so different countries have their own sign languages, which is really cool just to see and watch. So
Yeah, I can imagine. And, like, ASL is really fun to watch just, like, on its own, you know, because it's so, like, expressive, and it's very, it's just, like, engaging to watch because you kind of have to, like, pay attention, you know, more so than if somebody's just spilling words out of their mouth, you know. It's interesting. So kind of, like, shifting it maybe to less so, like, the upbringing and stuff. But I know a lot of people at Fishers work in, like customer service and, like, retail and stuff like that. So if you were to have a deaf customer come up to you, what would be the best way to interact with them if you don't know, like, ASL?
Writing it on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Yep. Writing it, using your phone, texting back and forth.
Gestures.
Yep.
Gestures.
But also, if you work in, like, a place and you know someone who works there who knows sign language,
Get that person.
yes, because it makes a deaf person's day when you talk to them, like, from personal experience. Like, I work at Chick-fil-A. And so, like, when a deaf person comes in, like, I want to be the one to talk to them because I'm giving them the access to the communication they deserve.
Sure. That's really cool. So is there any bits of like ASL that you could teach us maybe and like teach the school? Like any like key words or phrases that you think would be cool to learn?
Yeah, so we can teach you hi,
Hi.
Okay.
my
Okay.
name,
Name.
and then you can fingerspell your name.
Spell your name.
So yours would be Joe. Okay.
Joe. Yeah.
And then hers is Anna.
And then
Okay.
Marina.
Marina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my name is Lindsay.
Cool. That's really cool. All right. Well, I think that's all the time we have for this episode of Tiger Talk, everybody. But we hope you had fun and we hope you learned a little bit about deaf culture. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
How's the project going?
Honestly, dude, I wish we had something better to do.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I just don't know what to do though. I mean, we're like really tight on time.
Oh, I shall grant you your first wish.
Where are we?
Well, you're looking at one of the many clubs we offer here at Fishers High School.
This is insane. How did we not know about this?
Well, now you do know, but there are many Fishers High School students who don't know about these. So will you help me spread the word?
Dude, that's what our project should be.
Dude, we could do a live show and it could air every day during B-Lunch.
Well, it looks like my work here is done.
Don't we get 2 more wishes?
Nope.
Bro, what the heck was that?
I don't know, dude.
Bro, we're gonna make this live show, dude.
Welcome back, Tigers. Moving on with guidance. Seniors, scholarships are available. The Jason Cipher Memorial Scholarship is for seniors who participated in at least one full season of wrestling or cross country. The Leslie Ann Hulse Memorial Scholarship is for seniors who will be majoring in law enforcement, social work, or a related field. The Peterson Family Scholarship is for seniors who intend to major in a field related to business or education. Apply for these scholarships by March 18th using the uniform application for community scholarships link found on the front page of the FHS website. Seniors, more scholarships are available. The Crystal Sergi Memorial Scholarship is for seniors who attended Hoosier Road Elementary for at least one complete school year. The HSC Education Association Scholarship is for seniors who intend to become teachers. The HSC Fishers Academy Scholarship is for seniors who completed 7 credits at the Academy. Apply for these scholarships by May 18th using the uniform application for community scholarships link found on the front page of the FHS website. Seniors, more scholarships are available. The FHS National Honor Society Scholarship is for seniors who are members of the FHS National Honor Society. The Fishers Rotary Club Scholarship is for seniors with demonstrated community service. The Geist Elementary Scholarship is for seniors who attended Geist Elementary for at least one complete school year. Apply for these scholarships by March 18th using the uniform application for community scholarships link found on the front page of the FHS website. Seniors, you can get free help filling out your FAFSA, free application for free student aid, by attending College Goal Sunday on Sunday, February 23rd at 2 o'clock p.m. at 5 Indianapolis area locations. Financial aid professionals will be ready with free help so that you and your family can file for the FAFSA financial aid form online in one afternoon. For more information, including locations, please visit collegegoalsunday.org. Seniors, new scholarships are available. The Durbin Elementary Scholarship is for seniors who attended Durbin Elementary 2nd through 4th grades. The Fishers Dental Alliance Scholarship is for seniors who intended to major in a field related to dentistry. The FHS Alumni Association Scholarship is for seniors who have a relative that attended the original Fishers High School or Hamilton Southeastern High School. Apply for these scholarships by March 18th using the Uniform Application Community Scholarships link found on the front page of the FHS website.
Hey Tigers, Sophia Solis here with my favorite leopard print jumpsuit. I've got some announcements in store for you. If you are a sophomore or junior who loves to write, you can interact one-on-one with the writers from the New Yorker and the Atlantic by attending the Reynolds Young Writers Workshop, an 8-day residential creative writing summer program at Denison University. Apply online by March 1st. More information is available at the link below. The FHS Runway for Riley fashion show is looking for more models for this year's show on Thursday, March 12th. Students who would like to be a model can pick up an application on February 3rd or 4th outside Cafe A during lunch hours. Applications are due February 13th and 14th. There are 100 model spots open and are filled on a first-come, first-served basis. No late applications are accepted. Unfortunately, the Riley Battle of the Bands has been canceled. If you signed up to participate, please check your email. Instead, Fisher's Riley Dance Marathon will be hosting its first ever lip sync battle. Gather a group or compete on your own to be crowned the best lip syncer. Registration is January 30th and 31st during all lunches outside Cafe A. There is a participation fee of $20. All money is for the kids. Up next is the first episode of my new internet series, Iconically You. Join me as I highlight locals around the place to figure out what makes them iconic. Today's episode features none other than Fisher's very own Sadie Jordan. As always, follow us on Instagram at FHS Weekly News and my Instagram and YouTube at Iconically Her. Stay fabsome, Tigers. Bye.
My name is Sadie Jordan, and this is what makes me iconically me.
I'm Sadie Jordan, and I try to see the world through art. But my style, it's kind of, I feel like I change up my style a lot, but one of the biggest things that I'm passionate about is bringing back history of different trends and trying to relive them through like my own creativity and embody that as much as I can. I'm really passionate about like mixing styles and colors and textures, and like I like a lot of stuff with like art on it. I think that clothing can be like such a valuable and expressive way to define yourself. I love to look through like old photos, and I always like looking through like my mom's yearbook and like looking on Pinterest and finding like old pictures of people. I would love to be like in the 70s or 80s. Just because I think that like fashion was also like a way to convey opinions on social issues. So I took ethnic studies, which is an amazing class. And for our final project, I like spent a lot of time making this. It's probably like, it's like one of my favorite things that I've ever created, just because like I can hold it. I feel like a lot of like the art that I do is like a table or like a wall, but this is something that like I was able to center my focus of creativity to make this one thing, and it was like it has a lot of meaning behind it, and it's really special to me.
First impressions, I think that oftentimes they can be contradictory to how a person actually acts, whether that's nerves or kind of just a bad day. They often are misleading, and I think that my first impression that people get from me is kind of interesting to hear back. I think a lot of people see me as maybe loud or a little snotty. That's not the type of person that I try to embody, but I think that first impressions make you make those decisions about people when you don't really fully know them. What's fun about being me is being able to express my creativity and have other people be very honestly accepting of me and who I am. So I love Oprah, and I always have. I just think that she is such a smart and charismatic person. I get a sense of like openness from her. I have a wall in my house, and I like one day like plastered like all these like Oprah magazine clippings and like quotes to it. Because I just really do look at her as such a woman figure and role model in my life, and I think that she's really taught me a lot about how to care for others and how to embody that grace, and I think that's really powerful.
The biggest defining things in my life is when I started being able to express myself through passion. If I could teach anyone anything, it's to try to embrace the awkward, embrace kind of frustration, to try to reach that point where you're finding yourself and finding your defining character traits.
Thanks you guys for watching. Check out Iconically Her on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and you can follow Sadie at her Instagram
At Sadie.
If you or someone you know is iconic and deserves to be featured on an episode of Iconically You, email us at iconicallyher@gmail.com. And as always, stay fabsome!